society has become weak and worthless. And the devil's fingerprint is all over it. And in today's lesson, we're going to learn how the chosen ones are here to restore the world, restore society. You might sit back and you start to realize what the heck has happened to our society. In today's lesson, I'll be using sports, relationships, social media, and a few other things to help us learn what is the fingerprint that the devil has left on society, why is it so weak and worthless, and how are we going to empower other people so that we can fix things and get out of the mind. Because a lot of the problems that we're seeing in the world today, it's coming from the mind, it's coming from the subconscious programs. I have seen a lot, this is a time of year, and seeing so many people post about these things, shine a light on these things, and there's a lot of powerful people that share things from the past, and they put it side by side, and you could look at past sports, you could look at past type of relationships, and then you put it right next to what's going on right now, and you could sit around and say, what the heck happened? It's so weak and worthless, and I'm going to teach you all why it's weak and worthless and how we can become empowered again. But there's something that each and every one of us have to do. If you're new to the channel, I'm Michael. I take the pulse of society, I discuss the ascension journey, and I make it relevant for everyday life people. Oh yeah, Natalie, compare and contrast. That's actually how God works. Compare and contrast. Pay close attention. Fear is the fingerprint of the devil. And a lot of people, they have gone through a split, especially in the past few years. Okay, so I think a lot of us have realized that the world it's kind of intense. High intensity brings out what's really inside of a person. Are you living in fear, or are you living in faith? And you could see this across the board in many circumstances. And the first thing I would like to discuss today, so each topic is going to make it relatable, regardless of who you are, and you tune into this message today, you could focus on any one of these things. And the first thing I want to focus on is sports. And in this time period of the year, there are two things that are maybe not for the team, but it's for the fans. It's more for the sport itself. And those two things, in football, it's called the Pro Bowl, and in basketball, it's called the slam dunk contest. And I saw a post, and a lot of you, if you watch football, the Pro Bowl, if anyone is unfamiliar with this, this is the all-star game. It's all the best of the best from all different teams, and they come together to play a special game. At least they used to do it. And now they don't play that game anymore. They play they put on a performance that is weak and worthless. And I've seen some people on Facebook, they would take clips of the old Pro Bowls back when we grew up and say, look at these players and look at what they did. And it was such it was a different vibe behind it. It was actual men actually competing, not being a bunch of cream puffs. And one of the reasons why is because of quote unquote injury. This also is at the end of the year, but to think of a gladiator sport and to see the clown show that they're putting on right now. So many people have, expressed this, especially, sport is so important, especially for the development of our younger men. It promotes discipline, honor code. These are things I discuss. And you might, look and say, what are we actually watching? And to see the clips of what it used to be and what it has become, it's terrible. So there is it's about money now, because these athletes have contracts and they don't want them playing, afraid of injury, living in fear. When you live in fear, you get garbage. You get weak and worthless crap when you live in fear. The other thing that is now is a lot of talk going on, the slam dunk contest. Maybe you grew up years ago, you saw, wow, what a performance. It was such a great, you might have seen Michael Jordan, or you might have seen, I guess they consider him the greatest slam dunk contest winner ever, Vince Carter. Okay, do you remember Vince Carter? It was amazing, amazing the things that they did. And now it's just a clown show. And now also, partially some of this too is the ego of the athletes. Oh, I'm going to get exposed because I'm one-on-one. I'm not going to partake in the slam dunk contest. What the heck has happened? Okay? Some of you might have grown up like me. Could you imagine Vince Carter doing that? Okay? If you don't know what I'm talking about, you Google Vince Carter slam dunk contest. And so that's what it was years ago. What has happened right now? I don't even know what the heck is being put on. And a lot of these things, it's fear. It's fear of injury. It's living in fear. We have a contract. If you and the boss says, oh, if you're putting a show on because it is for the fans. Hello? What is this sport for? Is it for money, or is it for the people? That's why there's a big shift that's going. That's why more and more people, it is unrecognizable. Okay, so for those that the first part of this is about sports, if you could relate to it or not. All right, think about, and please comment down below if you're a man like me and you grew up and you saw these people playing the Pro Bowl. It was and you wanted to watch it. You saw the slam dunk contest. You wanted to watch it. Now it has become, because when it becomes weak and worthless, now start paying attention to the message. It's a waste of your time, your energy, and your attention. You got to pay a lot of money now. If you're not getting value, like I get value. If I watch a fairly contested battle, a sport, there's value to me. There's stories. If it's play pretend, there's no value. It's weak. And a lot of you have seen this, the weakening, the living in fear. The devil's fingerprints are actually on this, because fear is the fingerprint of the devil. So now we have an age where, number one, we have sports athletes living in fear. And when you live in fear, you can't perform. When you actually look at sport, for example, and you could see this in the Super Bowl, in the big games, when people don't have fear, the production, they're going to perform. I left a video. I have a phrase, the will beats the skill. Why doesn't everyone write that in the comments? The will beats the skill. You're going to have the will. Sometimes we see athletes, they might not have the greatest talent, but they outwork other people. And because they outwork, because they show up every day, because they are consistent, because they have consistency, resiliency, and authenticity, they actually outperform and perform at their finest when it really matters the most. If you live in fear, it's weak, it's worthless, it collapsed. The fear is the fingerprint of the devil. Relationships. Some of you might have seen this in the modern era. And, as I speak to a lot of friends, being a single guy, seeing what goes on out there, there's a lot of people that live in fear, okay? And I will be breaking this down for both the modern female and sometimes how maybe a man thinks, because I think that females approach it a different way. They have a different fear. And what I have gathered, a lot of men think it validates them. Some of them want to have arm candy, so they will fall for things as well, okay? Beautiful people stumbling in, could you kindly hit the like button? I'm so grateful for that, so people will hear this message of empowerment. Relationships. There's too much third brain. There's too much third brain, and that's why relationships are falling apart. That you can't even get into the relationship. You might not get past a conversation because there's too much of the third brain. The third brain? This is your brain. No, it's your third brain, kid. That's your third brain. When you're in the third brain, right, you will fail at relationships all the time. Because relationships, right, they're not business decisions. Ooh, I like that. Relationships aren't business decisions. When you think in your third brain, that's the third brain. Well, what's the first brain, Uncle Mike? Well, your heart. That's your first brain. Number two, your gut. That's your second brain. That's the second brain, the gut. And this is the third brain. If you're looking at things and living in fear and thinking like a business decision, go back to sports. Some people were listening to me earlier, right? The sports. People say, oh, it's a business decision. Some people play with fear. They make a business decision. Oh, I'm not going to do the slam dunk contest because I'm going to get injured. That's a business decision. That's fear. And now you're left with weak and worthless crap. If you live in fear, your relationship that you are going to attract is going to be weak and worthless. Click the like button if that resonates with you. You have to live from the heart space, okay? So there is a lot of what I have gathered as I take the pulse of society, a lot of the modern women self-sabotage. Have you realized this on your journey? Are you a divine feminine that has seen the behavior of maybe your friends out there? You try to give them advice, they don't hear you. Are you a man that's, you're like, what the heck? You're getting like attacked for like no reason. What happened? What did I do? So self-sabotage, you could write it down. Self-sabotage, Janet H. writes, truth bombs coming in right now. If the truth bombs are coming in, please share this video. So you might be a man and you are out, now it's the modern society, but a lot of the women are doing this. They are self-sabotaging. They attack you. They actually destroy. And biblically, a foolish woman will tear her own home down with her bare hands. And a wise woman, the divine feminine, will build it up. So this is how we start to see what's going on in the world right now. Plato Joe, wow, thank you so much for that support. Perfect love cast out all fear. That's really what it's about. Thank you, Plato Joe. I'm so grateful for that. So a lot of women in the modern society, they are acting out of fear and they are self-sabotaging. Fake fear. And it's a waste of time. So that's why more and more, and this has been documented, it showed more and more men are waking up and are deciding to stay single and clean, keep your frequency clean. Do not take in more fear into your life. Everyone's responsible. They got to fix the subconscious programs. They got to not self-sabotage. You could be, empathic. You could be understanding to things, but you can't allow this to constantly, because it's going to drain you like a human battery. And there's all different types of this as well. Okay, waste of time. Tick tock, the clock is just wasting away. A lot of people, and this is where all people have a different, because of the subconscious programs that they were given. When it comes to relationships, you must know this. If you are taking this true, are you taking the true ascension journey? Yeah. There are reasons, seasons, and lifetimes. There are a full video. It's one of my first videos. Reasons, seasons, and lifetimes. And on my journey, I could think of all the relationships I've ever had. My life has been enriched by people. When you get out of the ego, look at how your life could be enriched by maybe reasons and seasons. People come into your life for a reason. Maybe you only see them for a couple months, a season. Maybe you have them in your life for a year, whatever it might be. But your life, you could actually remember that. Oh, wow, I learned this from this. And you're actually learning about yourself. But a lot of people, they're in that fear. A lot of people, they have to, oh, well, my friends told me this, the catty woman. Or when it comes to men sometimes they have fear because they think they're going to be judged. They also have to hold on to the arm candy. And that's why, especially the alpha male, this is where you might fall, where the sigma male will never fall. You have to be confident in yourself. Your Uncle Mike, I don't care if I'm single for the rest of my life, it will never determine me. It will never determine who I am. And this is where if you're the alpha male, this is where you can fall for this trap. Because, oh, I got this arm candy. But maybe that arm candy, bro, maybe that's a piece of trash in disguise. Maybe it's maybe a Jezebel spirit in disguise. Maybe it's a female covert narcissist. And just because you have arm candy, brother, she's waiting. She's waiting because that's a predator, and she's waiting to steal your energy, to steal the gifts that God has for you. So you also cannot fall. That arm candy, bro, that arm candy is not going to define who you are. It never will. And this is where you can't fall for the traps either. And this is why, as we move forward in society, there's only one thing that you have to be focused on. You could be a man, you could be a woman, you could be a person that is just coasting in this life. You could be a person that's trying to build the kingdom of God in this life. There's all different types of people. But there's only one thing that you have to stay focused on, is get rid of the fear. Get rid of the fear. Who's going to judge you, bro? Right? And for the women that are out there living in fear, because I've seen this, I've heard from my friends, I've even experienced it myself. They will attack you for no reason. It's called self-sabotage. That's why every person that's getting this message, if you're a man, and this is what I do on this channel, you have to get your clairs up. Get your clairs up. What are you talking about, High Commander? You have to get your clairs up. If you are not in a place in your life where you know exactly what you're dealing with in 5 minutes, you got to get your clairs up. Click the like button if that's the truth. And this is how we empower our community. This is how we empower our brothers and sisters. I'm telling you this, okay? I'm here to support you. If you cannot know, and typically, for the most part, women should be more, because they are more spiritual, intuitive creatures, right? If you cannot tell, if you sit down with someone, for me, it's like a minute. But if you, this is serious. If you cannot tell a person within 5 minutes, you have to, I got to date them for 2 months, 3. Ready? How do you know so? If you can, divinely writes a minute. If you cannot determine a person's frequency in 5, I'll give you 5 minutes. I could probably do it in a minute, probably instantly. Probably without spoken word. There's people that are hearing me that this sounds kind of, crazy. And some people, they know exactly what I'm talking about. I don't have to speak one word. There were times in my life I could sit across from a person. I could sit on I don't have to say one word. I know everything that's going on. I know everything about her. I know everything. Could sit in peace and quiet. This is the evolutionary journey that we're on. This is how you got to get out. I know these concepts are new to a lot of people. You got to get out of this mind. You're in this head all day long. You got to get out of that brain. You got to get out of that brain and you got to get into this heart. And once you get into the heart, now you start feeling. You could feel the electromagnetic. Oh, this is no good for me. Oh, this is good for me. Get out of the fear. Oh, I'm afraid. Blah, 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 blah. You did what is called self-sabotage. Don't self-sabotage. Yeah, I'm giving you the medicine. Here we go. Because no, it's the truth. A lot of people self-sabotage. You might be a woman and you want a quality man. You want but why do I? Don't self-sabotage. Get your clairs up. Because listen, I call it how it is. I know him. I see him. I'm related to one of them. If you are a divine feminine, you know what I'm talking about. How do you not know? When you say, I keep attracting the same stuff. Well, you're living in fear. You got to take out the accountability mirror. For the men out there, now for the men. The men are out there. Oh, she did this to me. She did that to me. You can't fall for it. Don't just go for the looks. And there's two levels to this because you got to know the Jezebel spirit is real cunning and clever, bro. Don't start running out into the spiritual, and grab the first thing. Oh, I'm so spiritual. Yeah, demons are spiritual too. You got to be more specific, right? Get out of the fear. Oh, I'm never going to meet someone. Oh, okay. Every day is another opportunity. If you are on this clock, and that's why on this channel, I'm here to support you improving your health and wellness. Your Uncle Mike gets younger and younger every day. Every day I'm getting younger. Every day I'm getting healthier. Every day I get more vibrant. And I'm here to pass that forward. Please click the subscribe button. So the main idea here, if you are well, if you are gaining, if you become healthy again, your lifespan is increased. You drop the clock. Right? The time, I'm on a clock. You're not on a clock anymore. I got all this time now. The fear goes away. That clock, that fear of running out of time. Oh, I got to hurry up, and you can't make decisions like that. If you make a decision, and I felt this over time, especially when it's a big decision. Sometimes we make little decisions, but if you're making like a really big decision, you got to take your time. Take your time, go slow, do it right, feel what resonates, get out of the fear. Social media and spirituality, number 3. So I'm really talking to everyone that's watching right now, because you probably use social media. You probably see people that watch social media. You probably listen to people that are talking about spirituality on social media. Fear of blending in. I got to blend in. Give you a secret. You don't have to blend in. True spirituality is learning who you truthfully are. When you find out who you are, then and only then will you start living. Smash that like button if that resonates with you, so people will hear it. The second I know who I am, the second you find out who you truthfully are, then and only then will you start living. Because you are living, you're living. Oh, I got to do this job. I got to post this thing. I got to be this label. I got to put on this mask because I got to blend in. And you see this even in spirituality. They're cookie cutter, they're carbon copy, they look the same, they follow the same subconscious programs, they don't know thyself. Once you know thyself, I got to do this because this guru or this person said it. Otherwise, I won't fit in. Otherwise, I won't be popular. Yeah. But these are the things, you know, and listen, I go through things like this as well. But people say, how do you show up every single day, 9 a.m. Eastern? Could you kindly hit the subscribe button? How do you show up every day? How do you do a video every day? Because all I got to do is speak the truth. Makes it easier. And don't give right? Don't give up. When you don't give up, so easy. It's so easy. Don't have to care. You will have a more enriched life the second you know thyself. There's always new people to the channel. I share this all the time. This is one of the more immutable truths. It will never change. If you see me on the screen, you see people. I'm going to play a part. Oh, I'm a character. Oh, I'm a spiritual person. Oh, I'm a character. But there are certain things that will never change. So if you see me on your TV 10 years from now, I'm still going to say, know thyself. And then once I've activated all of my DNA receptors and I'm never aging and I'm doing it 100 years from now, oh my God, I'm still going to say, know thyself. You can't know yourself when you're into fear. Society is riddled with fear. This is the truth. The most important thing that you got to take from today's lesson is fear. Get rid of the fear. They had those shirts, F-U-C-K, fear. You ever see those shirts? Right? This shirt my sister made. Be a light warrior. If you'd like to get one of these beautiful shirts from my sister's Etsy store, the link is in the description. I love my sister. She's the best. She's the divine feminine. I don't have to look far to find the divine feminine. Sometimes you could look right next to you, you'll find her. You can't live in fear. That's a powerful woman. She's about like this big though. Yeah. I'm here because I didn't live in fear. The system wanted me to violate my birthright. The system wanted me to violate my body, my temple. I said, F-U-C-K, fear. That's what I said. That's what I said. It's true. This is how you start living. I'm living my life. I know thyself. I never fell to a woman. Never got trapped. I know a lot of men, a lot of my brothers, they lost a lot because they had to get registered into the system. A lot of you know about this. Never fell for fear, never cared. That's how you know thyself, okay? And for the relationship part, I did a very powerful video a couple days ago. That's how you attract your true love. You watch that video, you watch it on replay, you get it, you fix that subconscious program. If you're sitting there, if you're riddled in fear, if you're self-sabotaging, you're not getting people, you're not getting anything. So there is something, there is a phrase, a line. You could focus on this line today. Focus on this line. What the heck do I need this for? Have you ever caught yourself saying that? What the heck am I going to do this for? A lot of my friends and people posting on social media, they looked at the clown show of the Pro Bowl. Nobody watches it anymore. What the heck am I going to waste my time for? Only certain people waste their time. Some people they're very into gambling, and you know this stuff. But if you're empowerment, authenticity, right? The true meat and potatoes, you say to yourself, what the heck do I need this for? You look at a relationship, right? And you could say, oh, you're looking at the narcissist, you're looking at the energy vampires, you're looking at all this stuff, and you say to yourself, what the heck do I need this for? You don't need it. Don't have time for it. Can't win with them. Can't do it. Mike Singletary, right? When you start saying, what the heck do I need this for? I get my time back. I'm not wasting my time. I'm not wasting my time watching nonsense stuff on the TV. I'm not wasting my time chasing some, what the heck, some crazy chick around, right? I see some of the guys doing it. I'll give you a lesson, okay? I'll give you a real life lesson. Click the like button. So if you stumbled in, hit that like button so people hear this, okay? This is why you have to be part of society, so you know what's really going on. I watch, I observe. I see what's going on. I'll be in the gym. Uncle Mike is pumping the weight. I'm doing my sets. I see, there's a guy, and then the girl, she comes over, talking. I'm pumping, I go 5 sets. They're still talking. She's drained. I'm looking at the loosh. I'm watching the loosh come off of him. There he is. The workout is getting wasted away. I just did 5 sets. I'm still going. It's still wasting time. The next day, she's doing it to someone else. You're just wasting time. You got to wake up, men. Hit the like button. That's the truth. Jake Zapp. Thank you so much for that, Jake. Yeshua, yes, is all for him. Power of Christ changes you. Can't waste time. Can't waste time watching things. Can't waste time chasing things around. I'm telling you this. And this is where the world is right now. Oh, I appreciate that, Vincent. Vincent writes, I'm proud to be one of the first 144,000 subscribers. I appreciate that so much. We are an authentic channel and community. Very grateful if you will support the channel by clicking the subscribe button. And why don't you share the video? I'm so grateful for that. Yeah. Fear of blending in is such an important thing. And I went through this as well. Okay? And I am proud of myself because I'm still here. And anyone that does social media, you know this. If you want to have the algorithm, you have to fit in a box. You have to keep regurgitating the same thing. And those that have been watching me for years, you see this. I talk about truth in anything, on all facets of life. And sometimes when you come out there, like that's the polarization of the world, also fear. One side, the other side, the left, the right. My ears just started popped and ringing right now. The left, the right, because it's probably the truth. You don't agree with everything I say? I hate you. What? That's got to be exhausting. Dude, I got to chill out. I got to do my work. I got to show up for my people. I'm focused on my health and wellness. Did you know? This is a true thing that goes on. I see it. If you are... Shaya writes, I didn't get the notification. I'm very grateful if everyone, I'm so grateful. Just hit that like button, hit the share, leave a comment. It's really helpful. I'm sorry you didn't get but this is the weird energy that we're in right now. I'm focused on myself. I'm focused on building, teaching, and leading every day. You see how I don't have to think. It is people out there that have to read off a teleprompter. Oh, this and that. Or they have to make a social. And again, I'm not knocking it. I'm just showing authenticity. I know sometimes you want to make the video shorter. I get it. But the point I'm trying to make is you got to know thyself. Consistency, resiliency, authenticity. I know my energies. What am I doing daily? I'm building, I'm teaching, I'm leading. And every action I do, am I building, am I teaching, am I leading? Every action I do. Then there's break time. Am I healing? Also a big part of this time period. Am I healing? Which I have to do. We all have to do. A lot of us, healing is important. That's where, if you go back to the beginning of the lesson, that's where the self-sabotage comes in. If a person is not healed, they will self-sabotage, they will attack you, they will just throw your connection. It doesn't even have to be like a serious relationship. Never forget this, because if you're on the true ascension journey, I do the best I can, Lori. I'm doing it all. I'm telling you, the fasting, if you've never fasted before, and I also feel like, I talk about ascension symptoms on this channel, okay? We are changing. We go through these symptoms. I also feel that this tightness, it also kind of puts a little pressure, and it actually assists in the fasting as well. Have you fasted at all? You could let us know. And I want to do more full videos on how that actually really heals the body. It's true. So I talk about autophagy, right? Have an enriched life. When you are not living in fear, you have an enriched life. Have the doors open. These experiences are coming in. Not bowing down to certain things. Going with the flow. Society has become weak and worthless. Does that resonate with you? Are you watching it? Are you watching? Are you watching? Are you watching? No, seriously, do you see it? It's weak and worthless. If you are going to be an empowered man or woman, and that's what this channel is about, because we are light warriors. You could write it down. We are light warriors. Write it in the comments. I am a light warrior, because we have to be strong. And I see this. I see it on social media. You will see weak people. It's totally inverted. If you are becoming more powerful, if you are improving your health, they attack you. Stay empowered. It's literally the total opposite of what things used to be in the past. If you didn't watch my video, the spiritual narcissist is the modern day bully. And it's really just about social media as well. Because a lot of people that in real life, and that's why people, I'm sorry to say, that's why I want our people to be empowered. I want our people to be empowered, and I will show up every day so you don't fall for this stuff. People are lining up for the metaverse because the life has become so terrible. Don't fall down that downward spiral. I mean, it's just how it is. There's men lining up for virtual girlfriends because how terrible it's been. Hello? Are you up? Are you awake? Are you awake to what's going on in the world? Once we become empowered, once we don't live in fear, this is what's happening. And again, focus on the message, because people will twist the word. People will say, that's what they're going to say. That's what they sound like. There is no label. There is no party involved. There is only one thing. Listen, if you focus on this one thing today, you will understand what to do. Fear is the fingerprint of the devil. If you live in fear, you will fail now. If you live in faith, faith is God. So what does this mean? Faith means that everything works out for me. I know we like instant gratification. Maybe it hasn't worked out right away, but I'm here to tell you. And I have my own things that I want to go to the next level of my life, and that hasn't gone yet. But the basics, the basic needs, that you got to start with the basics. I have manifested them all, and I'm grateful to God. You gave it to me, God, right? I could talk to God through the interweb too, right? No, I'm grateful for God. The things I dreamed about as a boy, I'm experiencing them now. And then this is how you critique your own life. And I know that the other things that haven't came in yet, they will come because there are seasons. God works, if everything just came in at once, there's everything at once, there's seasons. And this is how you're constantly refining. And this is how you go through the spiral of life. Linear time is not a straight line. There's a spiral. You got to go through the spiral. Okay, now I'm working on this. Now I'm working on that. This is this season. I go back to this. I mean, you could actually, there are mini seasons and bigger seasons. You could actually take the 4 seasons. I know this. My body is in tune with the sun now. I mean, I'm already seeing my energy start to increase. A lot of people that dealt with ascension symptoms in the previous couple of weeks, you might have been extra tired, sleeping more, feeling a little depressed. But in the now moment, you're feeling more energy, more vibrant. Vibrations. Oh, yeah, baby. Vibrations. Feel the vibrations. You got to feel the vibrations. You got to feel it. J and D Grimm knows what's coming, right? You know what's coming. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So the moral of the story is when you look at society, you see weak things. You see it's not worthless. No, it's a waste of time. If you never saw my video, God says we don't have time. You focus on that. You watch it on repeat until the subconscious program change. God says we don't have time. You're wasting your time. It's worthless for your time. Everything is what it is. My life could be enriched because I watch football. My life could be enriched because I might have a night or a date or an experience with a woman or whatever it might be. My life is enriched because of a interaction on social media. Once you get rid of the fear, once you go on this journey of this is my life and I'm learning from these things and I'm not wasting my time, are you wasting your time? I don't have time for weak and worthless. This is how you stay empowered. This is how you become the light warrior. We need light warriors. Have your life enriched. I see this, I know, and some people, they still don't get it. They are and if you understand it, there is the isolation of God, but then there's the pull out of society of the narcissistic energy. Some of you know this. Get in society. Don't be afraid of people. It's wild. I'm going to live off the grid. I'm going to live off the grid. The whole world is going to burn. I'm going to live. Okay, go live off the grid. Get back to community. That's what I preach. Smash the like button if you want community in your life. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it. Fear is the fingerprint of the devil. You see fear, especially guilt and shame, but if you see fear, once you get to that point, you stay focused on what my father taught me. Oh yeah, my father. When in doubt, cancel out. Cancel out the fear today. Write it down. Cancel out the fear today. Be empowered. Be a light warrior. Don't be so small. Don't be so small. And that's why you will only learn this through everyday life experience. Once again, that's the name of the channel. That's the name of the community. And this is the truth. You will only know through everyday life. You got to meet the people. You got to see it for yourself. You got to feel it. Then you do compare and contrast. And then you get the answer. And then you get the answer.
Um, I read the book The Secret, so I know everything.
I took an ayahuasca. I know everything in the world now. Everyone can do these things. The point I'm trying to make, I did a full video on this with my sister to explain this. Nothing outside of you. Because the men, the women that could just do this themselves with nothing, that's where the power lies. But a lot of people, they don't have the guts to do it. They live in fear. Go back to the go back to the main idea of this lesson. Is it fear or is it faith? It's difficult, but it's a simple thing. It's a simple thing. I'm telling you this. I struggle with it as well. But when you go to the simple thing, that's the godly thing. The simple thing is the godly thing. You write it down. The simple thing is the godly thing. You write it down. Write it in the comments. Write it on a piece of paper. Look at it every day. The simple thing is the godly thing. A lot of these things are, got to do all this. But if you narrow it down to the bare bones, to the basics, if you get it back to the basics, faith or fear, done. That's it. And I know it's not easy. I struggle with it, but if you just get down to the meat and potatoes, faith, everything's going to be fine, best things are working out, or fear. Okay, everything's catastrophic. Everything is going to fall apart. Then that's your reality. Never changed. I call them receipts. Video I posted years ago. The event. Your perception comes your reality. I was out there on the beach. Remember me? I was out on the beach. I said, your perception becomes your reality. I was out there. I was doing it, right? Some of you like when I go out in nature. No, isn't it true though? Leave that in the comments as well. Comment that down below. Have you realized that it's perception? I sit there, I look at things, and some things that happened to me in my life, they were not so good. They were the greatest thing. On the channel page, it's the main video, a quantum event, because I talk about events a lot. So important. A quantum event. And don't worry. Just keep going. That's all you could do. Can't live in, what are we going to do? I talked to my friend in the gym. He watches the gym, and his wife watches the channel. What's up? What are we gonna sit here and stop living? No, you got to keep going. I'm gonna stop living. No, you got to keep going, bro. You got to keep going. So I love each and every one of you. I hope this message keeps you empowered. Society became weak and worthless, and now the chosen ones are here to restore reality. You will know this if you live without fear. I am the defender of our everyday lives. No matter what comes your way, light warriors, just keep going. And just keep going. And stay empowered. And be the light warrior. And be the light warrior. Swing the fire sword of truth. You got to swing the fire. Don't you love when I swing the fire sword of truth? Do you love when I swing the fire sword of truth? I love you all. And I want everyone to be empowered this year. I want you to stay healthy this year. I want you to be well this year. It's 2025. It's the 999. It's over, kid year. That old life of fear, of lack, of limitation, it's over. It's over. Yeah, it's over. I love you all. And you guys inspire me to show up every day. You really do. So I love you all. Like, comment, share. Check out the channel page. We have Facebook, TikTok, and Patreon. I do a lot of the Facebook Reels. I do better on Reels than on YouTube Shorts. So you could catch the... We're reeling and dealing on Facebook. Hit me up on Facebook. It's just it's a great time to be alive. You know, to overcome fear, it's a powerful thing to overcome fear. I love you guys. Keep going, kid.